An. This part will refer to issues of abortion. If this is a sensitive issue for anyone, please hold off and wait for the next chapter. I'll try to release it the following week. It will turn out alright. The next few chapters will still be from Nami's perspective, and words in italics will be her thoughts unless otherwise stated. Back in the present, Nami was back in Chopper's office, having returned the sample, and sat on a chair near the door, waiting anxiously while he ran the test. She was a nervous wreck. She knew she shouldn't have let that night happen, or all those subsequent nights over the past 2 weeks, on that balcony, or in the restroom, or the broom cupboard, or on the roof. She knew those pills wouldn't be enough. She knew she could have told him no and he would have respected that. But she chose this, and here she was now. She was the real idiot here. After what felt like eternity, Chopper turned on his stool and faced her. "The results are in," he said, his voice soft and his face serious. She knew exactly what the results were. Nami held her face in her hands, feeling a lump form in her throat and hot tears leak out of her eyes. "I just can't believe, I was so stupid," she croaked, then started sobbing loudly. She didn't look up as she heard Chopper slip off his stool and onto the floor, nor the sound of his hind hooves plodding towards her direction. Her sobbing quietened slightly though as she felt his forehoof gently pat against her elbow in a comforting way as she sat, the highest he could reach in his base form. "Nami," he spoke reassuringly, "as your doctor, everything we've discussed stays in this office. But as your nakama and your friend," Nami looked to Chopper with one teary eye as he paused, "I have to tell you the truth will become clear before long. It'll be better if he hears it from you." At this, Nami, though no longer sobbing like before, was now on the verge of hysteria. "What am I supposed to say? How am I supposed to say it? What if he doesn't? What if everyone? I just can't face him, I just can't." She held her face in her hands again. The tears continued to fall. She felt his reassuring hoof again and looked down to see him gazing at the floor. When he looked back into her eyes, he looked uncomfortable. "Nami, there is one other thing we could try." He plodded over to his cabinet, took out a box from the bottom drawer, unlocked the box and placed it on his desk. Inside the box, Nami could see another vial filled with tiny pills and a label she couldn't quite make out, but it chilled her to the bone. "These pills are designed to combat microorganisms that are foreign to the body. I keep them now for treating especially aggressive bacterial infections, but..." Quote. He paused. "Since it's still in early stages, so long as you keep to the times and the exact dosage I set for you, you should have expelled it within a few weeks." Nami was surprised, and slightly saddened, that he was aware of such a procedure, and feeling slightly guilty that deep down, she was considering it. She tried to respond but couldn't find the words. Chopper cut her off, walking up to her and gently pressed her elbow a third time. "You still have some time to decide. I can't tell you what's the right or wrong course of action, it has to be your decision. But whatever you decide..." He gave her a comforting smile. "Your friends are always there for you." In no time at all, Nami had picked Chopper off the ground and pulled him into a tight hug, eyes still wet from her last round of sobbing. He slowly but warmly returned the hug. Ordinarily, he might have objected to being cuddled like a living teddy bear without even being asked. This time though, he knew this was exactly what his patient and his friend needed. "Thank you, Chopper, for everything," she said with her face still buried in his furry neck. She put him back down on the ground and assured him she would come back to him with her decision soon, decidedly ignoring the vial in the box currently on his desk. Then, giving him one last watery smile, she turned around and walked out of the office. It was just outside the office door that she practically bumped into Sanji. Where Stories Live. Discover now.